Hello everyone, back tuning into today's first video and 5-day forecast for today's first video. So it's on Wednesday, having a detailed look at weather for the next 5 days. Starting off with an Indian summer, it's pretty warm out there today. You see temperatures getting towards the mid-20s Celsius, 24 degrees is certainly possible in the southeast today, and almost universally dry across the country as well. We've finally got rid of all that heavy rain that's been bringing really wet conditions to western parts of Scotland. That's gone. But after today, really the weather's going down here. It's going to take a while though for unsettled weather to get into the southeast. So you've got a few more days of pretty warm and dry weather for southeast parts of the country. But by Friday, we're going to have our next named storm affecting the west. Storm Callum will bring very wet and windy weather. And then through the course of the weekend, we're going to see that rain spreading eastwards and eventually cooling things down a lot by the end of the weekend and into the start of next week. So a very changeable 5 days coming up. And I'll get on with the 5-day forecast for you very shortly. Just to say that the websites using the 5-day forecast came from weatheroutlook.com and westcentral.de. Find links to both of those websites on the links page. Later on today, we'll have a look at the weather for next week, 10 days. I think we'll include the Beijing Climate Centre for the next 40 days in that as well. So we begin with a radar picture, but we won't dwell on that for very long because the whole country from the far south to far north is dry. We haven't seen that for a little while. So let's move on to the synoptic pressure chart, and we've got a classic situation of high pressure to the east across central parts of Europe and low pressure to west out of the Atlantic. This will bring the winds up from the Mediterranean, actually from North Africa, and so it's very warm out there with this air mass today. So you may find a few showers breaking out in the extreme southwestern part of the country by the end of this afternoon, but basically going to be a dry day, I think, for most parts of the UK, with long sunny spells coming through. Going to get very warm as well, as I say. Temperatures generally ranging from around sort of 16 to 21, so that's around 61 to 70 Fahrenheit. But in this far southeastern corner, don't be surprised if you see the temperature popping up to around 23 or 24, that's around 73 to 75 Fahrenheit. Certainly a very warm afternoon, around 6 degrees above average for the early part of October. Now, overnight tonight, those winds strengthen further and we bring a weather system up across the country. This will be quite weak, but by the end of the night, a more active one will start to move into southwest. So a band of cloud and a few showers moving northwards and eastwards, affecting particularly parts of England and Wales. A lot of places are going to miss those showers and stay dry, though, tonight. But by the end of the night, we'll actually have heavier rain moving in towards Ireland, Wales and southwestern parts of England. Pretty breezy as well tonight, but temperatures will be holding up really well, ranging from around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. A very warm night indeed. They're more like the sort of temperatures you'd expect by day at this time of the year. And then we move through into Thursday. So that developing area of low pressure out in the Atlantic is going to be Storm Callum on Friday. But actually on Thursday, we've got a weather system, again, moving northwards and eastwards. So we may start off with a few showers across eastern parts of the country. Those will go very quickly. Then we'll have a dry morning for most northern and eastern areas, but have this showery area of rain across particularly the west, and that's going to move northwards and eastwards across the country through the course of Thursday afternoon. Could be a few heavier sort of showery outbreaks mixed in, but some places will actually manage to stay dry as well, and that's always most likely down in the south and the southeast. Temperature's still quite warm, but not as warm because there's more cloud around. We've got these showery bursts moving through. So 21 is possible across parts of East Anglia or southeast England. That's around 70 Fahrenheit. Generally more like mid to upper teens Celsius, though, tomorrow. And then we're moving through into Friday, and I'll just show you what's happening on Friday morning. So we've got this deep area of low pressure moving just to the west of Ireland. Very tightly packed isobars associated with that low pressure heading into western part of the country. So it is going to be turning windy. We could be seeing gale force winds to start off with across parts of sort of West Wales, North West England, South and West Scotland, maybe gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Ireland, the far west of Ireland, could see gusts of wind up to 80 miles an hour. And it's also going to be very wet as well. There'll be a band of heavy rain moving northwards and eastwards across western parts of the country through the course of Friday. And that rain is actually going to get a bit stuck and will still be around into Saturday as well. So Scotland, Northern Ireland, much of northern England, down to Wales and southwest England, outbreaks of rain on and off throughout the day during the course of Friday, starting with those gale force winds. The winds probably ease a little bit across northwest Scotland and Northern Ireland through the course of the afternoon, but it will stay pretty windy through most parts of the country. Even in the south and southeast, we could get gusts of wind up to sort of 30 miles an hour on Friday afternoon. But through much of the Midlands, East Anglia, South East England, I think it'll actually stay dry, albeit with quite a lot of cloud. Temperatures still warm in the southeast, up to around 21, maybe 22 degrees if sunshine comes out. And pretty mild up in the north and west, really, though it won't feel it, of course, with the wind and with the rain too. Then we're on into Saturday, and we've got that weather front still stuck across the country. In fact, it's developing a wave along it into an area of low pressure. You'll notice that on Saturday the winds are a lot lighter, so it'll still be pretty breezy. There'll still be some quite strong winds around, particularly so in the morning, but not as bad as the gale force winds that we have on Friday. And still those outbreaks of rain, particularly through eastern, southern parts of Scotland, just fringing into Northern Ireland, and then through northern England, down to Wales, southwest England. This rain from Friday to Saturday will be persistent and heavy, and it's going to last really for a couple of days, Friday into Saturday. Now, after a wet start, western Scotland and Northern Ireland will actually brighten up. It'll turn colder there, with temperatures taking a bit of a tumble. Again, for the Midlands, South East and England and East Anglia, you're going to get a lot of dry weather through the course of Saturday, and probably more in the way of sunny spells as well. And that could lift temperatures back up towards the mid-20s Celsius, potentially. So 24 at the outside, maybe 25 degrees possible somewhere across East Anglia, southeastern England. That's around 75 to 77 Fahrenheit. But across northwest Scotland and Northern Ireland, on the other side of this weather system that's dividing the country, there it's going to be a lot colder, with temperatures barely getting into double figures. Maybe 10 degrees across the west of Scotland will be the best that we get on Saturday. Then we're into Sunday, and that weather system's moving away to the east. So what's going to happen is that overnight, Saturday and Sunday will take that band of cloud and rain across the country. Many places could start quite wet on Sunday morning. Could take a little while to clear that rain away from the eastern coastal areas, but eventually it'll go off in towards the North Sea, and then we build this little transient ridge up. So actually a fair amount of dry weather on Sunday with sunny spells. What you're going to notice is the temperature taking a real tumble, especially in the southeast. So after 24 or 25 possible on Saturday, we may only get around 15 degrees across eastern England on Sunday, something like a 10 degree temperature drop. And in the north and the west, temperatures barely scraping into double figures, 10, 11, 12 degrees, something like that. But there will be plenty of sunshine, so it's not all bad news. Have to watch out for this area of low pressure just here out to the southwest of Ireland. Not sure where that's going. Well, this latest run of the GFS sort of stalls that out to the southwest as we get through to Monday, but we do need to keep an eye on it. Actually, Monday could start next week off on a mainly dry note with sunny spells. It'll be cold though to begin with, probably a ground frost overnight Sunday into Monday, but there will be those sunny spells. However, by the end of the day, the next area of low pressure will be starting to move in from the Atlantic, could well be bringing wet and windy weather in towards Ireland and southwest England by the end of Monday afternoon, and then we can probably expect that wet and windy weather to spread across the country from Monday and into Tuesday. Temperatures again ranging somewhere around 9 to 15 degrees Celsius, about average for the time of year, but certainly you'll notice that drop in temperature coming up at the end of the 5-day forecast period down in the southeast. Finally, just having a look at charts weather outlook. So this is the situation today. Loads of sunshine across the country, back to sunshine, and very warm too. Seeing the temperatures widely into the upper teens or below 20 Celsius. 24 is possible down in the southeast. Not as good tomorrow. We've got these showery bursts of rain moving across the country. There will be dry weather in between those showery bursts, so not everywhere will get rain tomorrow, and it'll still be pretty warm down in the southeast too. Friday looks a bit stormy, wet and windy across these northern and western parts of the country. Very little, if any, rain though, pushing through the Midlands into southeast. And we still have those outbreaks of rain through this central swathe of the country from eastern Scotland down to northern, possibly into Northern Ireland, and then through Wales and southwest England on Saturday. So once that rain gets going on Friday, it's there still on Saturday. But that leaves much of this southeastern corner to be dry and very warm again on Saturday, turning brighter and colder eventually, I would have thought, in the north and in the west. And then we go through into Sunday. We take those outbreaks of rain away to the east on Sunday morning. It'll be a drier day and a calmer day on Sunday, but you're going to notice temperatures take a real tumble. And then we get through into Monday, possibly some showers in the west, mainly dry in the east. Temperatures back down to where we'd expect them to be at this time of the year. So, in summary, well, we're starting off with an Indian summer, but we are going to have proper autumn descending by the time we end the 5-day forecast period. But to begin with, lots of dry and warm weather for today, then turning more unsettled showers tomorrow, and then the gales and heavy rain on Friday, still very wet across many central parts of the country. On Saturday, southeast just about hangs on to dry weather and very warm temperatures just into weekend, but by Sunday and Monday those temperatures drop down to average. Something like a 10-degree temperature drop is possible in the east, so very notable lowering of the temperatures this weekend across the southeast corner, but also with a reasonable amount of dry weather for the second half of the weekend and the early part of next week before it probably turns wet and windy again on Tuesday. Come back this afternoon when we'll have a look at the weather for the next week to 10 days, including the Beijing Climate Centre next 40 days. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.